Vapid, lifeless, generic. These are the terms I've been hearing used to describe Tom Clancy's XDefiant. And I'm pretty appalled at that. I'm really angry at the gaming community, because for all those accurate descriptions, no one's just been brave enough to call it stupid. I know it's a simple word, but it really holds a lot of water for me. This is one of those boardroom meeting games. I know every game is sort of designed as a product first and an art form later, because that's the only way you can get it to sell and market it. It's the only way investors are gonna help you out. 100% artistic integrity is not going to get a game off the shelves. So, I know the business side is important, but then there's some games that seem like they were crafted in a boardroom meeting by a bunch of people that have never played a video game before. And I'm not saying that's what this game is. In fact, I know that they consulted YouTubers like Exclusive Ace, a friend of mine, on the game, so I know that's not entirely true, but that's what it looks like. Let me go over the reasons why. I'm not without reasons. First of all, it has that punk alt aesthetic that many people, like myself, find to be just abhorrent, because I know why they use that type of marketing. I know the type of age group they're going for when they have that edgy, quirky, punk rock thing going on. Rage 2 was made fun of for it, Sunset Overdrive was made fun of for it, and that doesn't mean those are bad games, but that's part one. Part two, there's an emoji in the title. Look, it says XD right there. Memes, right guys? Emojis, XD? You understand, you get it. And then it says Tom Clancy, but nothing I'm looking at here says Tom Clancy. Oh look, it's the night vision goggles from Splinter Cell. You know, brief tangent here, why isn't this project a Splinter Cell game? Like, imagine if it was a 6v6 Spies versus Mercenaries dedicated game. A free-to-play, dedicated Spies versus Mercenaries game. If you guys have played Splinter Cell in the past, you know that that would be kind of a cool thing. Then Tom Clancy in his grave wouldn't bear resemblance to a perpetual motion machine, you know, due to all the rolling he's doing. And I know that Mark Rubin's working on it, and I don't think Mark Rubin is a complete putz or anything like that, but I definitely have always felt like out of all of the faces of Call of Duty, Mark Rubin was the most corporate. I mean, Mark Rubin was famous for saying that Call of Duty players aren't gamers, they're Call of Duty players, which people got offended about back in the day, but he was kind of right from a business standpoint. FPS players that refer to themselves as COD players don't go play Battlefield and Halo and Titanfall because Call of Duty is so intuitive, so easy to pick up, yet hard to master, that many players have trouble switching. So I don't know anything about Mark Rubin other than how he's presented himself to me and my perspective on him. I don't know, he could be a guy that's really passionate about FPS games, and I am shitting on him for no reason, so I'm gonna hop off that subject, but this is the vibe I get. I see the alt-punk marketing, I see a bunch of different aesthetics and character styles from other Tom Clancy games. You got a little Splinter Cell, a little Division in there, a little Ghost Recon in there. And then it also has what I consider to be herpes on the FPS franchise. It's got ability play. It has ultimates, and that's what they call them. They literally call them alts. It reeks of the Call of Duty Specialists Overwatch style of game design, FPS design, and I really don't like that. You know, there's this really funny part in the trailer where they sort of talk about how the ability play is gonna open up clutch, amazing moments for you or something, and then it shows somebody standing behind a one-way shield so that they can't be shot, and then they line up really easy sniper headshots.
And your abilities and ultras create unique opportunities to set up nail-biting shootouts and unforgettable clutch plays.
I don't know about you, but that doesn't really seem clutch to me. That doesn't really seem badass. Doesn't seem very cool to me. I'm not sure. Out of all of the little game clips I've seen and the trailers I've seen, there's so many one-way shields and power weapon play going on. And then in the trailer, they have the gall to talk about realistic gunplay and really tight FPS gunplay. And, well, I will admit, in their trailer, they do make gunplay look pretty tight. But we'll not talk about sound design, graphics, or the weird choppy frame rate of their trailer. You guys might think, oh, boom, you know, what resolution or quality did you download this in? This is in 1080p 60 FPS. This is how it looks on Ubisoft's official page as well. So it just looks like this. So it's kind of hard to sell me on your snappy, smooth, fast-paced, cool, awesome shooter, and then your trailer looks choppy and clunky and the sound design on the weapon sounds like shit. I know it's not coming out tomorrow, I know the game has some time to cook in the oven, but not a great first impression. And, you know, like, here's a tweet that really sums up what I'm thinking here. You know, look at this key art. I'm so sick of seeing this as well. I think derivative is too nice a term. Like, it really feels soulless. And it's funny because people complained about Battlefield being a little soulless after, like, Battlefield 3. You might not know that, but some people actually did because they thought that Battlefield was attempting to be more like an action movie or like Call of Duty than its original roots. And then people have said that Call of Duty is the most, you know, vapid, generic shooter of all time. And then something like this comes out. And this isn't out of some AA studio. This is out of Ubisoft. I know Ubisoft acts like a AA studio sometimes, but they're not. This is a Ubisoft game with big studio heads behind it, seeking out other YouTubers to consult on it, and yet they've presented to us a punk alt, hey kids, come play our game, generic, vapid-looking hero shooter with all the same aesthetics and marketing terms and gimmicks that we've seen a million times. Any quality that the shooter ends up having will be a surprise because of how they're showing it to us. First of all, take Tom Clancy's name off of this. I don't care if you want to keep all of the aesthetics that are based off of Tom Clancy's world in there, all the different factions or whatever. People are already upset about how Tom Clancy, as like a brand, as a franchise, as a style, has been going for years, but this is a whole new low. Like, seriously, not every game you put out that has guns in it, Ubisoft, needs to have the name Tom Clancy attached to it. When you release a game with the Tom Clancy name that doesn't resemble a Tom Clancy game at all, except in a couple aesthetics, you call your game unique, but then I've seen every ability that you are showing in your game before. I've seen the flamethrowers, and I've seen deployable turrets, and I've seen the ability to heal your group with a button press. I've seen it all before. It's not a surprise. It's not intriguing. Do not call it unique. Now, that doesn't mean this game won't be fun. That doesn't mean this game won't be great at launch or can't get better after launch. So writing off the game entirely is, in my opinion, a bad idea. But it's made a horrible first impression. It's made a tone-deaf first impression. And my final statement here is that if you have really good gunplay in your game, and I mean really good gunplay, and that's what you're really marketing, is that you have smooth, clean, awesome, super cool gunplay, abilities get in the way of that. You realize that, right? Because if you have really good gunplay, and I round the corner with my gun, my rifle, my pistol, my SMG, whatever it might be, I round the corner, and I run into a one-way shield, or some sort of ability that immediately vaporizes me because I stood near it, I'm not gonna give two shits about your goddamn gunplay. We've already run this experiment in Call of Duty. It's a frustrating experiment to run. My big hope for XDefiant right now is that they change up their marketing extensively. Maybe they'll get a second chance at a first impression. See you when I see you guys. Goodbye.